Good evening and welcome into Historic McDonough Park as the Geneva Red Wings host the Newark Pilots here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Red Wings and Pilots YouTube channels. I'm Kyle French. I'll be calling the action for you guys here tonight. First pitch underway, courtesy of the Mid-Lake Screaming Eagles Little League team and CSCA Local 1 835 in Ontario County, the sponsors of tonight's game. And again, you're listening on Finger Lakes One Radio and both the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. Starting lineup for both teams. First for the visiting Pilots will be Frankie DiMartino out in center field, batting first. Next, the shortstop from Grinnell College by way of London, England will be Michael Flaherty. Behind him, Justin DiMartino, the left fielder, number 10. Then tonight's extra hitter from the University of Richmond, the commit, Jack Arcamo, number 7. The first baseman, number 34, Mitchell Kelly from SUNY Cortland. Gage Boltman from East Central University, the catcher, number 9, will be batting after him. Then Nick Payne batting 7th overall, the third baseman, number 29 tonight. Briggs Loveland playing second, batting 9th. Loveland wearing number 12. Jack Polowitz, the designated hitter, wearing number 18 from St. Bonaventure. And rounding out the Pilots lineup will be the right fielder, number 2, Paulie Goodness. Getting the start tonight on the bump will be Jack Gannon, the former St. Peter's Peacock Division I school there. Gannon has been on a tear. He threw the no-hitter a few weeks back against this very Geneva Red Wings team. Went 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, no hits. And 30 innings of work And his splitter, he's been mixing his splitters and his off-speed pitches very well with the fastball. Almost like he throws the changeup and splitter. They look just the same coming out, and then that last quarter of the release just drop right out of the zone. One tails a little into the batter. The other one completely drops out of the zone, almost like a breaking pitch at the end. So Gannon looking to stick to his lights out ways. It's what's earned him the nickname Jack the Cannon Gannon, with 26 strikeouts and 30 innings of work. So on the other side for the Red Wings, getting the start, it'll be Hayden Smith for the Red Wings. Taking a look at their lineup, will be the left fielder number 6, Brandon Jelpe, leading things off. Batting second, the shortstop number 42, Dylan Cann. In the 3-hole, the center fielder number 45 from NJIT, it'll be Andrew Eppinger. Behind him, the catcher from Lafayette University, will be number 32, Ethan Swidler. Second baseman number 3, Jagger Nucci. The Rutgers Scarlet Knight designated hitter number 38, Jason Shockley. Then Ryan Knight will be the extra hitter, number 25. Then it'll be the third baseman, number 39 from Franklin Pierce, Brennan Staubly. Final two batters in the lineup will be right fielder number 26, Wyatt Patchett, and then rounding things out with the first baseman, number 30, Daniel Scalero. So Frankie DiMartino steps in, leading this one off. He's batting .212 coming into this game. First pitch to DiMartino, taken for a strike, and we are underway here at Historic McDonough Park. Again, DiMartino batting .212 coming into this game for the Pilots. And we are underway. First pitch, second pitch, excuse me. That one, curveball, just misses inside. Counts at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Frankie DiMartino, the Hofstra Pride member. Hofstra University in Long Island, New York. The 1-1 pitch from Hayden Smith. That one swung on and roped into center field, but right at the center fielder who makes the play. I believe that's Eppinger out there making the play. Score that one in F8, and there's one away quickly. As that will now bring number 20, Michael Flaherty. He's actually from London, England, not from Ireland. So Flaherty from London, England, across the pond. That pitch taken inside on the hands, but for a strike, counts it 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 away. Waiting on deck will be the other DiMartino brother, the Justin DiMartino, waiting on deck for the Pilots. Pilots swept in a doubleheader yesterday against the Auburn Doubledays at Falcon Park. That one fouled off. Little dribbler towards the Red Wings dugout. Count is at 0-2, so Flaherty falling behind the count quickly against Hayden Smith. Smith from Honeyway Falls, New York, plays college baseball at Northeastern University. The 0-2 pitch from Smith. That one swung on, and that one right towards Staubly, who scoops it, and a throw over to first, and Scalero can't scoop it. That one's going to get all the way to the wall, but Flaherty ran straight through the bag and is not going to be able to advance. So score that one a infield single.
Coming up the bat for Newark, number 10, the left fielder.
And that will now bring up Justin DiMartino from Bethpage, New York. He plays his college baseball at Division III Farmingdale State University. So Justin DiMartino will step in. One out here. Flaherty with a little bit of a lead over there on first for the Pilots. The pitch. That one misses low. Count is at 1-0 now. So 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. Justin DiMartino will step back in. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, and that one fouled off. Count is at 1-1. Justin coming into this game with a .283 batting average for the Pilots. 17 hits and 60 ABs. 5 doubles, 5 RBI. Sporting a .705 OPS. The 1-1 pitch. That one misses low. And a good stop from Swidler, who didn't know where the ball was, but it was right in his glove. 2 balls, 1 strike. Great to see Ethan Swidler making his way back into the lineup for the Red Wings. Scary sight the other night as Swidler was drilled right in the side of the helmet with a pitch and was rolling around in excruciating pain, was pulled from the game as a precaution, but appeared to be okay. Michael Flaherty playing a little bit of mind games with Hayden Smith, faked as if he was going to go. You heard the runner yelled out overhead from the Red Wings bench, but Flaherty quickly retreats. Counts it 2-1, 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Pitch to DiMartino. That one fouled off. Weakly towards the Red Wings on deck circle. Counts now evened up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the first inning. And waiting on deck is the ever so dangerous Jack Archimone. The University of Richmond commit right out of high school. 2-2 pitch to to Justin DiMartino. That one fouled off. So we will do the 2-2 again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Justin DiMartino steps back in. Michael Flaherty over there on first. Again, to those of you listening at home, I was told that the city of Geneva, I'd been informed that the city of Geneva has a noise ordinance or something like that in effect here tonight. So if the game is still going at 9:45, Justin DiMartino goes down on strikes there for the second out. It'll bring up Jack Archimone. But if the game is still going at 9:45, they will immediately pause the game, turn the lights off, allow the fireworks to go off, then they'll let the lights come back on and they will resume the game shortly thereafter. So due to the noise ordinance and already scheduling the fireworks. So interesting, but that's what will happen if we were still playing at 9:45. So just filling in. So 2 away, and Jack Archimone steps up to the dish. The lefty, the University of Richmond commit. Flaherty on first. Pickoff attempt. Flaherty dives back in safely. And Mitchell Kelly, the SUNY Cortland Red Dragon D3 powerhouse, awaits on deck. First pitch of the at-bat from Smith. Big cut from Archimone. He fans right over the top of it. Archimone looking to do some damage to that baseball, and he does have 1 home run thus far in the summer. He drilled a home run just the other day in the 11-4 victory over the Niagara Power. That one going right over the right field wall at Colburn Park. Another pickoff attempt. That one very close to picking off Michael Flaherty, and I think the Geneva fans and Geneva bench have something to gripe about. Looked like Flaherty was caught a little flat-footed there, but they're going to say he dives back in safely. The count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. The 0-1 pitch to Archimone. That one misses outside. The count is at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Jack Archimone will step back up to the plate. Again, we're in the top of the first inning. Just underway here at newly named John Salone Field at Historic McDonough Park. The 1-1 pitch. That one looked to be a little bit outside of the zone. But as we've seen over the course of the last few weeks here in the PGCBL, the zone has certainly inflated and deflated like a balloon. Smith comes set. The 1-2 pitch. That one misses low and outside. Count is at 2-2. Just a little bit lower than the last pitch. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Flaherty on first. Pilots looking to strike first here. The 2-2 pitch to Archimone. Curveball just misses high. Very close pitch there from Smith. So the count's now pushed full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Imagine Flaherty will be on the move here for the Pilots. So a little bit of a de facto hit and run. Flaherty goes to the payoff pitch. That one's smoked by Archimone right up the middle. That one will get through all the way to the outfield, and Flaherty will advance to third. So it's a 2-out single for Jack Archimone. He stays hot. Archimone came into the game batting .329. That average will certainly boost up after that. As that will now bring up Mitchell Kelly batting .254 for the Pilots coming in this game. He's got runners on the corners and a chance to notch the first run of the ball game here for the Pilots. The first pitch, that one is fouled off. Count is at 0-1 now. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. To Mitchell Kelly. Kelly has been reliable thus far for the Pilots on the summer. 12 RBIs. That puts him at 3rd on the team in RBI, 1 shy of the record held by Timmy Wagner with 13 and Jack Archimon both tied at 13. So he's actually 3rd, but 1 behind the team leaders. Chance to tie or take the lead here for the Pilots in RBI on the season. If he can get a base knock, the 0-2 pitch from Hayden Smith. That one up and in. A little bit of sweet chin music there for Mitchell Kelly. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hayden Smith looking to get out of the inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on it. That one roped in. That one's going to get through. It's an RBI 2-out single for Mitchell Kelly. The Pilots strike first and take a 1-0 lead. Mitchell Kelly delivers, and there's now a 3-way tie for the team leading RBIs at 13 on the season.
The plate for the Newark Pilots. The catcher, number 9, Gage Boatman.
That will now bring up Gage Boatman, who's been swinging a hot bat as of late for the Pilots. For the latter part of July, Boatman coming into July batting low 200s. He comes into this game batting 271, and he's been a reliable bat, bringing in some RBIs as of late. He started the month of July with 2 RBI. He's at 9. So Boatman closing the season out strong. First pitch, that one fouled off into the backstop. Counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to the second-year returner from East Central University in Oklahoma. He's from Tecumseh, Oklahoma. So Oklahoma boy through and through. Again, 1-0 your score now. Off the bat of Mitchell Kelly. Gage Boatman hits that one right at Brennan Staubly. Play will be at 3rd. And Daniel Steve's going to contest the play with the field umpire. It looked as if Jack Archimon slid in safely at 3rd because Staubly did not touch the bag before he had got there. But nonetheless, it'll be 5 unassisted at the end of the inning. The Pilots score 1 run on 3 hits. They strand 2. Heading to the bottom half of the first, 1-0 your score on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. So we're back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Pilots strike first in the top half of the inning, courtesy of an RBI single from Mitchell Kelly that scored Michael Flaherty. It's 1-0 your score. It'll be Brandon Jelpe leading things off for the Red Wings here. Jelpe batting .294 coming to this game, the team leader in batting average by a significant amount. Next highest is Parker Walsh at .220. First pitch misses for a ball. Count is at 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to Jelpe, the leadoff man in this one for the Red Wings. That one misses low and in. Counts at 2-0 now. And again, Jack Gannon getting the start. Jack the Cannon Gannon, nicknamed the Cannon. Courtesy of that no-hitter. First in Pilots history. 5th in the history of the PGCBL. That one taken for a strike. Counts at 2-1. So Gannon getting on in the strike column now. Again, has a great mix of pitches. Throws a 2-seamer, splitter, changeup. He's got a nice slider. That one looked to be a slider. That one just tailed outside of the zone last second. Counts at 3-1 to the leadoff man, Brandon Jelpe. So Jack Gannon getting the start. The former St. Peter's University Peacock. He is in the transfer portal now. That one misses outside. So it'll be a leadoff walk for Brandon Jelpe.
Coming to the plate for Geneva Red Wings, the shortstop, number 42, out of Broomall, Pennsylvania, Dylan Can.
So it'll now be Dylan Can up at the dish for the Red Wings, and I'm joined by Pilots pitcher Angelo Deere. Angelo, thanks for joining me, doing some color commentary here.
How are we doing, Frenchy?
Great to have you. Jack the Cannon Gannon getting the start on the mound. Anything you can say about Jack? I mean, I just said he's got a wide variety of pitches. He mixes it up really well, and a lot of the pitches look the same until like the last second on the delivery.
I mean, he's just good.
Yeah, he's really
real
good. He is really good.
Just real good. I mean, it's not easy throwing a no-hitter at this level, and he did it, I would say, pretty easily that day.
I know, and he was just –
He's just good.
he's just good.
He's just good.
So no balls, 1 strike to Dylan Can.
That was a good pitch.
And the pitch and the count is at 0-2. That was a very good pitch from Gannon. Looked to be the changeup there dropping in.
Roll yourself a ground ball right here. Have a little fun.
No balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Can steps back in for the Red Wings, batting 194. 0-2 pitch from Gannon.
Ooh.
Swung on and fouled off. Good spot for that slider.
Yeah, no, that was a good pitch, especially 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes, and Can just got that one off the end of the bat.
I want to see him throw one up here. A little high heat right here. Trying to change the eye level a little bit. Maybe get him to pop.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going to say he's going to throw that that splitter low.
Uh-oh.
That one about belt high, hit out into deep center field. Frankie DiMartino trailing. That one's going to get to the wall. DiMartino will grab it. Jelpe is going to round third. He's going to head on in. It'll be a RBI double for Dylan Can. And we're tied at 1 here.
Good swing.
Was a good swing. Good pitch, though. Good spot for that ball.
Good swing.
Can just drove it into the gap.
Now coming to the plate, number 41, Andrew Eppinger.
That will now bring up Andrew Eppinger for the Red Wings to face Jack Gannon. Gannon came in with a 3.75 ERA into this game for the Pilots.
Wow.
First pitch from Gannon. Beautiful slider, drops in for a strike, counts at 0-1. Eppinger plays his college baseball at the New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Oh, boy.
They're the
Right
Highlanders?
Right around the corner.
That's right around the corner from you?
That is
Are
right
they,
around
are they the
corner.
Highlanders or are they the
They're the Highlanders.
Highlanders?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Highlanders.
That one fouled off right sharply past
We
Mitchell
had a
Kelly at first.
We had a Newark Pilot last year from NJIT, Michael Doyle.
Michael Doyle, yeah.
Doyle was an NJIT Highlander.
Where's he playing this year?
That's a great question.
I haven't
don't
heard
know
much
the
of Michael
answer
Doyle.
to. I do not know the answer.
He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty good dude. He was a good team guy.
No balls, 2 strikes.
What we doing here, Frenchie? What we doing here? What do you got coming?
I like the splitter. I've liked how he's mixed the splitter, and we haven't really seen it from him here tonight.
There's that high heat.
That high heat that you liked, but the count's at 1-2 now. 1-1 your score.
He may throw that splitter here, right on the knees, have it drop off.
We're in the
That'd be a
bottom of the
nice
first inning. 1-1 your score. The pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Beautiful slider from Jack Gannon. He gets his first strikeout of the game.
That was a good sequence there.
And that will now bring up another strong bat in this Red Wings lineup. It's Ethan Swidler. And as we mentioned, grateful to see Swidler back in the lineup for the Red Wings. Suffered a very scary incident the other day here at McDonough Park against the Niagara Power. He was hit in the helmet with a ball and immediately fell to the ground in pain and was relieved from the game. Swidler had a chance to chat with him before the game. He's all good, though, in better spirits, cleared to play, and ready to get back after it. So
good for him.
Injury is obviously an awful thing in sports, but they do happen, and in this case, Ethan Swidler coming out on the other side, so great to see that he's all right. Counts at 1-0. 1-0 pitch from Gannon. That slider just misses off the outer edge of the plate. Counts at 2-0 to Ethan Swidler. Swidler coming into this game for the Red Wings, batting .203. The Lafayette University, they're the Leopards, right? Lafayette Leopards, I believe.
I think
Division
so.
1 in the Patriot League.
I think they're the Leopards. I could be very wrong, though.
It's definitely a cat.
Yeah. I'm not too sure off the top of my head.
Time is called by Swidler. Count is at 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. Gannon comes set, looking on can.
Good pitch.
Beautiful change
Wow.
up there from.
I had a slider on that one. That was a slider.
Well, you're a pitcher, so you probably know better than me.
That was a slider.
Off speed, nonetheless.
Yeah, something slow. I like it. Something slow.
Definitely a good change of pace.
Yeah, definitely.
We haven't seen him throw. We've seen him throw the slider, but I feel like when he throws his slider, there's a little bit more heat on it. So that's why I thought it was the changeup. That one
just doors.
Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away.
You got to go back to that here, man. You got to throw that a little higher up now, just outside the strike zone. Try and get him to swing. Maybe pop it up.
So Ethan Swidler steps back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Jack Gannon coming set. The 2-2 pitch.
Oof.
Slider just tails out of the zone. He likes that slider tonight. He's been throwing it quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's one of his better pitches. He usually has much better command of it. Right now, he might be struggling a little bit, just trying to get settled in. But he's done a couple really good ones early in the inning.
This is one of the very few starts for Gannon where I feel like it hasn't been like 100 degrees real feel.
Yeah, Gannon always pitches when it's really hot out.
Yeah.
It's still hot today. It is a hot day.
That one misses a little bit low, so it's a 1-out walk for Swidler. Will head to first. And that will now bring up Jagger Nucci, the second baseman, number 3 for the Red Wings.
It's a big second baseman.
So Jagger Nucci will step in now for Geneva.
Oh, good spot.
That one just misses outside. Counts at 1-0. Red Wings have runners on first and second. It's Can on second, Swidler on first. 1-1 your score.
Where's the ground ball right here? And a little ground ball action going.
The pitch.
Good pitch.
That one taken for a strike. Counts at 1-1 now.
That's his curveball. That's not a slider.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out to Jagger Nucci.
How about Gage Boatman coming back after that incident that he had here last time we played here?
Yeah, I know.
Dislocated his knee.
Oh, it was dislocated. Okay, I thought it was a hamstring injury as Nucci fouls that one off weakly down the third base line. Nick Payne will field it in foul territory. Counts at 1-2 now.
Oh, yeah, he dislocated his knee on that one swing last time we were here. He fell down.
Well, I did know he was screaming in pain.
Yeah, he dislocated it. But, I mean, I guess he's good to roll. Good for him.
We're also wishing your college teammate, Chris Ferrara.
Oh,
happy birthday to Chris Ferrara.
Happy birthday, Chris. It is a national holiday.
It's National Ferrara Day.
It is National Ferrara Day. He is currently wearing a red, white, and blue cowboy hat in dugout. You don't know if you guys can see that, but he is wearing a red, white, and blue cowboy hat in dugout right now. That's quite the spectacle. It is quite the day.
His mom and dad are in West Palm Beach, Florida, wishing him a happy birthday.
Is that Mr. Ferrara?
It
Mr.
is.
Ferrara, how we doing?
Mr. Bill Ferrara.
Bill
That
Ferrara.
is.
What a guy. What a good guy.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, that one smoked out into left field. That one will get down as well. Rounding third and coming on is Dylan Cannon. Sprinting is Swidler, who's looking to score from first base. The throw will hit the cutoff man to throw into the plate. Not in time. It's a 2 RBI double for Jagernucci. And the Red Wings take a 3-1 lead now. So Geneva getting to Gannon early on here. We'll see if he can rally and bounce back out of it. So Jason Shockley will step up now, the Rutgers Scarlet Knight.
I think he transferred, actually. I believe he transferred to Richmond, actually.
To Richmond?
Yeah. I'm going with our own Jack Archimon.
There you go.
I think so. Or maybe somebody else. I'm not really too sure. Don't quote me
Well,
on that.
on their roster it says Rutgers, so we'll go with Rutgers for now. If we hear anything else, we'll let everyone know.
Another Jersey school.
And the pitch, that slider misses outside, counts at 1-0. One of my good friends actually works in their athletic office. He's their graphic designer.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome. It's a nice school. Nice school down there. Very big college town. Very big college town.
Angelo is from West Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah. The great state.
1-0.
Oh, change up.
Big
There it is.
swing and a miss. There's the change up.
There it is.
Now we'll see if he fouls it with the splitter. I feel like that's like his 1-2 combo right there. That change up and then the splitter. Because they look so much alike, but just they tail off differently at the end.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I don't mind another change up here. Just
1-1 pitch.
Oh, slider. Wow.
Another slider.
Good pitch. That was a really good pitch.
Big swing and a big miss there from Shockley. Counts at 1-2. And once Gannon gets the off-speed stuff flowing in perfectly, his sequences of pitches are just phenomenal.
Yeah, you just got to find everything.
The 1-2 pitch from Gannon. Another slider swinging out of his shoes is Shockley for the second out.
Good pitch.
So 2 away now, and that will now bring up Ryan Knight, the lefty.
Next up the bat, out of Peabody, Massachusetts. Number 25, the extra hitter, Ryan Knight.
So Ryan Knight stepping up to the dish now to face Jack Gannon, the big 6'4" righty. St. Peter's University transfer portal.
Yeah. Threw a lot of innings for them this year, actually.
That one misses up. Counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away.
Up into the 70 inning mark, I think, this year for him. So a lot of workload for him. He's a horse.
1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch.
He tried to pick off.
Another slider. That thing is coming. Good stop from Kelly. Trailing on over is Gannon to make the play. A 3-1 ground out. The Red Wings do pick up 3 runs. They lead 3-1. We'll head to the top of the second. Pilots up to bat. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Kyle French yet again calling the action here from John Sloan Field, Historic McDonough Park, joined by Pilots pitcher Angelo Deere from Emerson College. Great to have you back for another inning, Angelo.
How we doing still?
Doing good. First
Ooh.
pitch from Smith to Nick Payne, taken for a strike, counts at 0-1. Nick Payne in game 2 of that doubleheader went yard yesterday.
He went, yeah, in all caps, he went yard.
Falcon Park,
Oh.
330, and Nick Payne drills that one long and to the left side of the park there. That one looked like it escaped the park, but foul.
He's been feeling it a little bit recently. He's kind of gotten his swing down, consistent reps, just kind of, he stopped thinking. He looks pretty comfortable up there. Let's hope I don't jinx that right here.
That one,
Wow.
just misses inside. Count is at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick Payne.
It's a really good curveball.
It is a really good curveball.
Nick Payne with the best mullet I have seen in a very long time.
1-2 pitch. That one misses and gets to the backstop. Counts at 2-2.
That was really delayed.
That was really delayed. I feel like he should have said something a long time ago.
Because if it was a friggin'
to the backstop,
swing,
he could have beat it
he
out.
could have been there.
At that point,
I would have just dropped the bat.
yeah,
and
you
started
should have just
running,
dropped the bat and ran.
just in case.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nick Payne, the leadoff hitter in the top of the second.
How about that head of hair on Nick?
I know.
Coming out of the helmet, I mean, wow.
2-2.
Oh, he didn't call on that one.
That one just misses a little low. Counts at 3-2, and they'll point him down to first base again.
I don't think you check on that one. Bat barely didn't come off the shoulder there.
Yeah. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Nick Payne. Payne, after being down 1-2 in the count, brings it 3-2. The pitch.
Wow.
That one misses outside. It is a leadoff walk for Nick Payne. Red Wings faithful not happy with the call.
The pitcher walked all the way to first base there. I don't know. I mean,
Next up for Newark, number 12.
it was very close. It was very close.
Loveland.
Oh, my favorite baseball player.
So Brigham Loveland coming up.
This is
Your
my
college
favorite baseball
teammate.
player. I love this kid. He's actually one of the funniest kids I know. It's actually hilarious.
Briggs Loveland's been turning that on as of late as well. Had a nice double for the Lots yesterday. Big swing from Briggs.
That's one thing. He
Counts
will
it
not
0-1.
get cheated. He will not get cheated up there. He's going up there to put a ball somewhere deep in the gap.
Loveland 1 for 2 in game 1 of that game yesterday with a double.
Very good pickleball player. Very good
Interesting
pickleball
little
player.
fact there.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous.
And he was 0 for 1 with a run scored in that game 2. Blowout for the Double Days.
Yeah, look at swing.
That one's popped up down the third base line. Brendan Staubly trailing over and making the play in foul territory. And heads up base running from Nick Payne. He'll advance to second. Scored that one in FF5. Foul fly out to Brendan Staubly for the out. But Nick Payne heads up base running there. Saw Staubly wasn't with the play and advances to second on the foul fly out.
I was just as bad as the third baseman on that play. I was not paying attention to Nick Payne whatsoever.
I only saw him out of the corner of my eye. I just saw the hair flying.
Yeah, the hair flying in the wind. Yeah, that's a pretty good giveaway of who's running bases.
He's working on his Rapunzel. So
Yeah, I think he's working. I don't even know what
I
conference.
don't. When do you think the last time he got a haircut was?
So he actually got a haircut while we were up here, and
Really?
they took off 3 inches,
Jeez.
and it's still like a ridiculously long head of hair.
So no balls, 1 strike to Jack Polowitz, the St. Bonaventure Bonnie.
Come on, Jack. Shoot a hole.
The 0-1
Ooh.
misses high and up. Did the fastball. Counts at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Have you thrown to Jack Polowitz yet this year?
I have not, but I know Landon White loves throwing to him. He loves throwing to him. I mean, I could see why. When I watch, he seems like he sits pretty well back there. He's good at receiving. Ooh, back pick.
And the 1-1 pitch misses low. Counts at 2-1 now. A back pick attempt there from Swidler. He'll throw down, not in time.
I think he's the only catcher I have not thrown to this year. because I've thrown to Nick, I've thrown to Dom, I've thrown to Gage.
I was
I've
say,
thrown
you
to
definitely have
Giacomo,
probably
yeah.
thrown a Gage with him being a returner.
Yeah, I've
You
thrown
guys have some sort of
Gage.
chemistry there. Smith comes set the 2-1 pitch to Paulowich. That one swung on and dribbled right towards the second baseman, Jagernucci, and a throw on to first. So a 4-3 ground out. Nick Payne will advance 90 more feet, and that will bring up Paulie Goodness and another pilot who's been turning it on as of late.
He's been hot. He's been hot.
You've seen as the season has went on for Paulie Goodness, though, he's just progressively gotten more and more mature for the Pilots. Like, I feel like he's just kind of settled in and found himself as the season has gone on.
He's also just an athlete, man. Like, he is just an athlete. I think that plays a little bit of a role into it, too.
First pitch, taken for a strike. Count is at 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike to Paulie Goodness. Nick Payne sits on third base 90 feet away.
Him and his brother, man, they're just athletes. Both 1,000-point scorers in high school for basketball. That ball's up. His brother Ian was League Player of the Year. And they were also on that team with the famous drop third strike. The brother was. I found that out the other day. That was pretty cool. Oh, boy.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. 1-1. Big swing from Goodness there.
Good hack.
He's at 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. As Paulie Goodness will step back in. The 1-2. That one misses outside. Counts at 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Smith comes set, the 2-2 pitch. That one misses low as well. The count's now pushed full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, Paulie.
So full count now to Paulie Goodness after being down 0-2.
That's a tough spot to be in as a pitcher.
But payoff pitch to Goodness. Swung on, and that one smoked out into left field, but stays up just long enough for Jelpy to make the play. And F7, Nick Payne stranded at third. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still 3-1. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. We are back here at Historic McDonough Park. Will be Brennan Staubley leading things off for the Red Wings in the bottom of the second inning. 3-1 your score here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. I'm Kyle French, as always, bringing the action for you. That pitch misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0 to Staubley. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. That one swung on and hit right to Briggs. Loving it second. He'll scoop and throw over to first. So 4-3 ground out to start out at the bottom of the second. That will now bring up the hometown hero, Wyatt Patchett, from right here in Geneva, New York.
Next up for Geneva Red Wings out of Geneva, New York.
Plays at
Number
Lemoyne
26,
College in Syracuse,
Wyatt
the
Patchett.
Division I program now. So Wyatt Patchett steps up to the plate with 1 away in the bottom of the second. So far, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Pilots. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. The pitch from Gannon, that one swung on and popped up. And right at Mitchell Kelly in foul territory, a foul flyout, FF3 for Wyatt Patchett on 2 pitches. Jack Gannon bouncing back here in
Coming to
the
plate
bottom of the
now,
second.
Quincy, Massachusetts. The
As
first baseman, number 30.
that will now bring up Daniel Scalero for the Red Wings. So Jack Gannon gives up 3 runs in the first inning, but bounces back quickly. And that one swung on and missed. Counts at 0-1. Gannon has done an amazing job bouncing back in the count here this summer. That one taken for a strike, counts at 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes. And Jack Gannon is 1 strike away from throwing a 5-pitch inning. The 0-2. That one just misses low. Count is at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. And the 1-2. That one just misses outside slider. Very close to being called a strike. Gannon trying to paint the corners. Counts at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's a 6-pitch inning for Jack Gannon. And heading to the top of the third, 3-1 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. So we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. It'll be Frankie DiMartino up to the dish here for the Pilots. In the top of the third inning, 3-1 lead for the Red Wings. Jack Gannon just threw a 6-pitch inning for the Pilots. That one taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1 to the leadoff batter for the Pilots here in the third inning. So 3-1 your score. The pitch. Slider misses outside from Hayden Smith. Counts at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. The 1-1. That one taken for a strike. Counts at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Frankie DiMartino will step back up to the plate. The Pilots leadoff batter. The 1-2. That one misses outside, and that one will hit the backstop. Count is at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. DiMartino in the batter's box for the Pilots. Frankie DiMartino steps back in. The pitch swung on, and that one fouled off. So staying alive is Frankie DiMartino. Count is at 2-2. DiMartino again batting .212 coming in this game. Has blazing speed for the Pilots. Certainly could be a track star. Ten stolen bases on the summer. That one's hit down the third base line. Stauble's not going to be able to field it. Nonetheless, it'll be an infield single for Frankie DiMartino. Even with a scoop there, Stauble wasn't going to have a play at first with the speed of DiMartino. So a leadoff single for the Pilots. That'll now bring up Michael Flaherty. Flaherty grounded out. Flaherty actually singled in his first at-bat. Singled and scored back in the first inning. Was that only run for the Pilots thus far? Pickoff attempt will have DiMartino sliding back in safely, and Frankie a menace on the base paths for the Pilots. First pitch. That one taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1. We'll see if they have Frankie DiMartino running the base paths here. And quite a sizable lead. Scalera holding him over there at first. Pickoff attempt. DiMartino slides back in safely. Sure knows how to run those bases. No balls, 1 strike. DiMartino with a little bit of a leadoff as well again. Smith comes set. The 0-1. Frankie DiMartino runs the throw down. In time. Caught stealing 2-6 for the first out. Count is at 0-2. Beautiful throw from Swidler there. Right where you want it. And the tag is applied on Frankie DiMartino for the first out. Counts at 0-2 now to Flaherty. 0-2 pitch. Misses inside. Count is at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. One, 2. Misses high. Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the third inning. 3-1 your score. Waiting on deck is Justin DiMartino. The 2-2 pitch to Flaherty. Swung on, and that one roped in, and that one's going to drop in for another base hit. Flaherty's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles on the night thus far. And that will now bring up Justin DiMartino. Justin DiMartino struck out swinging back in the first inning. So Justin DiMartino will step in for the Pilots now. Flaherty, another single, sits on first. Back-to-back hits for the Pilots. The pitch misses, taken for a strike. Counts it 0-1. That pitch looked to be outside of the zone yet again, but the count's at 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Justin, swung on and missed. Count is at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And we're in the top of the third inning. 3-1 your score. Michael Flaherty sits on first. Jack Archimone awaits on deck for the Pilots. Pilots already with 5 hits thus far here tonight. Only 1 run to show for it thus far. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Misses up and in. Count is at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. As Justin DiMartino steps back in. The 1-2 pitch. Misses low. Count is at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ethan Swidler playing some great catcher tonight. Certainly has stopped a lot of baseballs from getting to the backstop. I'm sure at this point Flaherty would have already been at third, if not for Swidler. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to DiMartino. Fastball misses up. Counts now push full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one popped up down the first base line, trailing over Scalero and screaming out. That one hits off the top of the party deck area over there, the patio. Counts at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. The payoff, swung on, and that one hit into right center field. Right fielder trailing over and making the play, as that's Wyatt Patchett out there. An F9 for Justin DiMartino. There's 2 away. That'll bring up Jack Archimone now.
Come up to the plate for Newark Pilots, number 7, Jack Archimone.
That will now bring up Jack Archimone for the Pilots here. First pitch swinging, first pitch missing for Archimone. Counts at 0-1. That one actually nicked into the glove. Counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Jack Archimone steps back in to face Hayden Smith. He's been lights out thus far. Only 1 run given up. Flaherty heads towards second. The throw down from Swidler. Well in time. Another caught stealing. 2-6 for the final out of the inning. So the Pilots get a pair of hits. Both of them caught stealing. Archimone lead things off for the Pilots in the top of the 4th. 3-1 your score, heading to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Kyle French bringing the action yet again. Bottom of the 3rd will be Brandon Jelpe leading things off for the Red Wings here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-1 your score. 1 run on 5 hits, no errors for the Pilots, and 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Red Wings. Brandon Jelpe walked and scored back in the first inning. First pitch to him. Misses low. Count is at 1-0 now. 1 ball, no strikes, and no outs to Brandon Jelpe, the left fielder tonight for the Red Wings. Second pitch, big swing and a big miss. Counts at 1-0. That slider from Jack Gannon has been absolutely filthy here tonight. A lot of break on that pitch, and certainly the Red Wings hitters having a hard time adjusting to that pitch. The 1-1. That one swung on and popped up into center field. Frankie DiMartino trailing and making the play. An F8 for the out. And there's one away. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 42, Dylan Can. Can doubled with an RBI and scored back in the first inning. So Can steps in, batting 194 coming to this game. He's 1 for 1 here tonight. He'll step in to face Jack Gannon. The pitch. That one, fastball, misses up and in. Count is at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to Dylan Can. Jack Gannon's retired the last 5 batters he's faced here tonight. And again, there's one away. In the bottom of the third, slider beautifully drops in. Archimone, whatever he's doing with that slider, it's working. The count is at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch. That one misses low in the dirt. Count is at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. And it's actually the last 6 batters he's faced for Gannon. Counts at 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out to Dylan Can. Waiting on deck is Andrew Eppinger. 3-1 pitch taken for a strike. Another slider. Counts at 3-2 now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. If I'm Gannon, I might as well just stick with the slider here. It's been the go-to pitch here tonight. Seems like he's been the most comfortable with it. 3-2. That one looked like the slider yet again. Popped up into right field. Underneath it is Paulie Goodness for the out. An F9 and 7 straight batters retired for Jack Gannon. That'll now bring up Andrew Eppinger for the Red Wings. Eppinger 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging in the first.
Center fielder, number 41, Andrew Eppinger.
So Eppinger steps in. Big swing there. Counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. A sword there from Eppinger. Another slider. That thing is looking good tonight. Jack Gannon, that slider is looking really good. 0-2. That one comes in and beans Eppinger right in the back. So an 0-2 count. Withered away. Hit by pitch for Eppinger. He'll head to first. They'll now bring up the catcher, number 32, Ethan Swidler, who last inning had a pair of
Now coming to the plate.
runners caught stealing.
Number 32, Ethan Swidler.
So Swidler from Lafayette University in the Patriot League will step up to the dish. Walked and scored in the first inning. He was the 3rd run for the Red Wings here tonight. 3-1 your score. First pitch taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1. Jack Gannon just looking to get out of the inning. He's at 51 pitches thus far here tonight. For 2 2/3. The pitch, that one just misses low. Counts at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got a 30-20 strike to ball ratio. So certainly finding the zone is Gannon. 1-1. Slider just misses outside. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Swidler steps back in. Batting 203 coming into this game tonight. The 2-1 pitch misses low. Counts at 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike. And waiting on deck is Jagger Nucci. The 3-1 pitch. That one swung on and missed. Good pitch from Gannon. Counts now push full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes. That one misses inside. So Swidler works a walk. Now Eppinger on second, Swidler on first. That will bring up the second baseman, number 3, Jagger Nucci.
Coming to the plate from Greece,
Nucci
New York.
doubled with 2
Number
RBIs
3, Jagger Nucci.
back in the first inning. So Nucci steps in. That was his first hit with the Red Wings. Pitch. Another sword. That slider is looking really good for Jack Gannon. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. A 1 pitch from Gannon. Another slider just misses below the knees. Counts at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Gannon looking to work his way out of the 2-out jam. Runners on first and second. The 1-1 pitch. Another slider. Counts at 2-1 now. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Jagger Nucci steps back in, the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a big miss. Another slider. Seems like almost every time a pitch is thrown, you just know it's going to be the slider. Counts at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gannon coming set yet again. The 2-2. Slider drops in there, strike 3. Jack Gannon, that slider is working tonight. He certainly has some confidence in the pitch. Sets down Jagger Nucci to strand the 2 runners on base. We'll head to the top of the 4th. 3-1 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Top of the 4th, 3-1 your score. Jack Archimone leading things off for the Pilots here. I'm Kyle French, joined this time by Dom Camera, the Hofstra University Baseball Club member. Great to have you, Mr. Camera.
How you doing, Frenchie?
Oh, I'm doing great. Always a great night when you're here, and some Pilots baseball, some Red Wings baseball. Rivalry as old as time.
Oh, yeah.
20 minutes apart. First
Yankees,
pitch
Red
misses
Sox.
for a ball, counts at 1-0. Pretty much. It's probably like the Yankees Red Sox of the PGCBL. It's a great comparison. That one misses and is called a strike.
I don't know about that.
on a pitch that looked like it almost hit Jack Archimon. Counts it 1-1.
That's out too.
That one taken for a strike. Count is at 1-2, and the zone expanding a little bit here.
Let him hear it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch.
Oh,
That one is swung on and missed, and for Archimon, not really much you can do there. I mean,
Took the bat
especially
away
if the
from him.
zone's being expanded.
Yep.
Pretty much took the bat out of Archimon's hands.
Western New York, number 34. Mitchell.
That will now bring up Mitchell Kelly, the first baseman, singled with an RBI in his first at bat to score Michael Flaherty back in the first. That RBI tied him for first on the Pilots, and RBI at 13. So no balls, 1 strike. That one fouled off. As Kelly will step back in from Webster, New York, not too far away from here either. The 0-1. Slider taken for a strike, counts at 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mitchell Kelly steps back in.
might go back to that slider here.
0-2 pitch from Smith. Ooh, fastball, high heat there.
Okay by Hayden.
And another strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts for the Pilots. That will now bring up Gage Boatman for the Pilots. He's been swinging a good bat as of late.
Coming up to the plate
Yeah.
now, the catcher
I was looking at his stats before July, like early July, like first week of July. He's batting low 200s. He's up at 272 right now for the Pilots. Gage Boatman swinging a hot bat as of late. First pitch from Smith. That one swung on and dribbled down the first base line, but right at Daniel Scalero. He'll step on, 3 unassisted. 1, 2, 3 go. The Pilots will head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-1 your score on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Kyle French joined alongside Dom Cameron yet again. Thanks for joining me, Dom, for another inning. As the Red Wings up to bat, Jason Shockley leading things off in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch, slider misses outside. Jack Gannon out for another inning of work for the Pilots.
That slider's really been working today.
That one, another slider
Throw it.
fanned at.
I would throw it every
It's
time.
almost like you already know what's coming, but how do you even prepare for a pitch like that?
I don't know.
It looks like it's a strike for like 80% of the way, and then just I do my best, Chris Berman. Whoop! Right out of the zone.
There you go, another one.
Another slider. Like, how do you, like, it's almost like you pick the poison of not swinging, and then it just drops in for a strike.
Yep. And you got to be careful with the splitter, too.
1 ball, 2 strikes. We haven't really seen the splitter here tonight.
Here it goes. Oh,
Another slider. 3 straight sliders from Jack Gannon and a strikeout. There's one away. As that will now bring up Ryan Knight. Tonight's extra hitter for the Red Wings.
If my slider looked like that, I'd throw it every time, too.
Ryan Knight grounded out 3-1. That one popped up behind the plate. Gage Boltman will watch that one pop up foul. Counts it 0-1. And since giving up 3 runs in the first inning, Jack Gannon has been dialed in.
Yep.
Dialed
There's
in
only
for
one
the Pilots.
mistake pitch that 3 runs came in the first inning.
Yeah, just one of those sliders hung up a little bit too high. The 0-1 pitch, fastball, that one hit out into right field and not really moving much as the right fielder. Paulie Goodness.
Not moving at all, actually.
Talk about that. He didn't move a muscle out there.
He just stayed still.
And he's a young kid. I mean, he can really track the ball out there and right. And an F9 hit right to him.
Yep.
So 2 away quickly. That will now bring up the third baseman, Brendan Staubley, and we hear some boos coming from the Pilots faithful here. A little bit of bad blood between you guys and Brent. Not really bad blood, just brotherly love.
Yeah.
Brendan Staubley was a member of the Newark Pilots for a little bit earlier on this season and actually lived with you guys for a little bit.
Yes, sir, he did.
And then eventually moved into the Red Wings house.
Yep.
So all love, just friendly banter. The 1-0 pitch misses low, counts at 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. As Staubley from Franklin Pierce University will step back in. 3-1 your score, bottom of the 4th. Beautiful night for baseball. The 2-0. Slider
so
drops
gross.
in.
That was a slider for
I
our.
was going to start calling it old trusty, old reliable there.
Yeah.
It's certainly been a reliable pitch tonight for Jack Gannon.
Every time Gannon works
And
back,
even when it's not a strike, it's still a strike. That one
splitter.
just drops out of the zone. Looked like the splitter. Counts at 3-1.
His bread and butter is working backwards, I guess, tonight.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say usually he couples the change and the splitter, but
Oof.
that one just dribbled off. Counts now push full 3-2. But that just goes to show how good Jack Gannon is. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like he's very underappreciated for the most part, but it's crazy how the slider's not even his one pitch, and it looks like it's one.
Yeah, well, he's trusting it so much, he just threw it in a 3-1 count. Got a foul ball.
As that one missed outside. So 2-out walk for Staubley. That'll now bring up Wyatt Patchett for the Pilots.
Wouldn't be surprised if he threw another 3-4 sliders here.
So Patchett will step up. And it's also hard, too, when, you face a team like Geneva. I think this would be Gannon's 3rd or 4th start against the Red Wings of the summer.
Yeah.
It's hard when you face a team, you repetitively face them. That one fouled off. Counts it 0-1.
Yeah. Yeah, Geneva's a team, too, that sits dead red. So his slider's working real well.
As opposed to, college ball. You don't usually see the same team, at least pitch against the same team any more than twice.
Yeah. That ball.
As that one gets thrown away, but Staubley will not have enough time to advance to second. Yeah, I'd say the most twice. 3 if you see them in later on playoff contention.
Yeah, usually it's just one a season, even if you're Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, you're playing every team.
Especially now with a lot, especially the D3 levels. I don't know about the D1 levels, but a lot of them are double headers.
Yeah. So.
Or a couple game series where you play them over 3 games in 2 days or something like that. Another pickoff attempt. Staubley dives back in safely. Count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs to Wyatt Patchett from Geneva, New York. The pitch, that one popped up and fouled right into the backstop. Counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. As Wyatt Patchett steps back in, Jack Gannon 1 strike away of getting out of the inning. That one's fouled off right off the front of the Pilots dugout. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Gannon with 5 strikeouts thus far here tonight. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1 your score. The 0-2. That slider just misses outside. Counts at 1-2. So being a catcher, Dom, how much of like the pitch, like, so how much of like the overall decisiveness of the pitch, like is Boatman calling the shots behind the dish, or is it mainly
Yeah.
Gannon, you think?
I
That
mean, I
one,
don't really see him shaking anything off tonight. I mean, Boatman and Gannon, they live together. They've been catching. Boatman's caught him every game, I think, this summer. So they're really like, you got that telepathy. You know what I'm saying?
gotcha.
And yeah, he knows what to call. He's not really shaking him off at all either. So
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gage Boatman knows what to call.
oh yeah, and his fastball too. We got the gun over here. He's been sitting mid-80s today too. His fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3-1 your score. Pickoff attempt. Stallby dives back in safely. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. I think he's got at least another 2 innings in him.
Oh yeah. If you had to guess what pitch you think he's gonna throw right here.
Well, if I was to put money on, I'd probably say a slider. That one
There
looked
you
like
go.
the splitter, probably. Something on the off-speed side. Great play there. 5-3 ground out Payne over to Mitchell Kelly to end the inning. Led to the top of the 5th. 3-1 your score on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. We'll be right back. So we're back here, Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. 3-1 your score, top of the 5th. Nick Payne leading things off to face Hayden Smith out for another inning of work. First pitch misses for a ball, counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Payne walked and was left on base back in the 2nd inning. The 1-0 pitch. That one misses low, counts at 2-0 now. 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the 5th, 3-1 your score. Each team held scoreless for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. 2-0 pitch. That one misses low as well. Counts at 3-0 now. Again, we are in the top of the 5th inning now. The Pilots will be on the road tomorrow to face the Batavia Muck Dogs in Batavia, that one. That one misses a 4-pitch walk for Nick Payne to start off the inning. As that will now bring up Briggs Loveland. Briggs Loveland from Burleson, Texas. by way of Emerson College in downtown Boston, Massachusetts. Tonight's acting head coach, Jackson DeJohn, will come out and chat with Hayden Smith. So far, Smith has been good for the Red Wings. 4 innings of work, 5 hits, 1 run given up, and 3 strikeouts. Sitting at right about 73 pitches for the Red Wings. So a mound visit for Hayden Smith. Looks like they're trying to buy some time for a reliever down there. Can't quite see a number, but when we know more, we'll let you know. So Briggs Loveland will step up from the left side of the batter's box. And I am joined by Briggs teammate, college teammate, Chris Ferrari, and the birthday boy. Great to have you on the stream, Chris.
Thanks, Frenchie. It's great to be here. It's
happy
great to
birthday, and actually, Mom and Dad wishing you a happy birthday in the comments of the stream as well.
Oh my
So
gosh,
they're
that
listening
is
back
awesome.
there.
Bill and Eva, shout out moms, shout out pops. I love it, and I love seeing Brigham hit, man. He's been on a tear recently. It's good to see him back.
That one swung on and popped foul. Count is at 1-1, all evened up. Briggs flew out in foul territory to Staubly back in the second inning. Nick Payne on first yet again. Back-to-back walks for him. I feel like he's hit another groove too recently. And that big home run yesterday.
That was crazy. Oh my gosh.
Auburn has like a monster of their own in left field. I mean, that wall is huge.
Yeah, that ball he hit yesterday was definitely in the 350, 360 mark. That hit that I think it was like a locker room or a bathroom behind home or left field fence.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah.
So
that was crazy to see.
2 balls, 1 strike to Briggs Loveland. Payne on first. 2-1 pitch. That one misses up and in. Counts at 3-1 now. And waiting on deck is Jack Polowitz. Briggs finds his way on. I mean, I'm no fortune teller, but I think that Polowitz will be laying the bunt down.
I mean, Polowitz, he's a big hitter. I kind of want to see him swing the bat. That was weird.
That one taken for a strike. Counts now push full, 3-2. No, I was just saying in the aspect you'd have runners on first and second, down 2. You bunt, advance both runners, and
Yeah.
you have them on second and third.
Trust me, Steve loves to bunt.
I'm an old schoolie.
Yeah, no, me too, honestly. Yeah, I can see it. Steve definitely will put that down. I'll
3-2 thrown back. Is that one thrown off the cleat of Nick Payne? He appears to be okay.
I'll give you a little sneak peek to see what the sign is. Make sure.
Yeah, some insider trading maybe.
Yep,
Maybe you
insider trading.
Maybe you can let me know.
Yeah.
Is there sign stealing in the PGCBL?
Yes. We've been victim of it. We've done it to other teams. You know, it's just part of the game. It's an art form.
The 3-2 swung on, and Briggs Loveland staying alive here. Count will remain at 3-2. How demoralizing as a pitcher do you think that is? Just like you get a guy and you just can't get rid of him.
Hey man, I listen. I know I've had a lot of experience on the mound, especially after last night.
Oh
but,
yeah,
I
you're 0 ERA. 2 batters faced, two guys retired. That one misses up,
Yeah.
and Briggs Loveland fights back in the count after being down 1-2 to work a walk. He'll head to first. Pilots have 2 runners on, back-to-back walks to lead off the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up Jack Polowitz, and we'll see if I was rubbing the crystal ball, but we're going to have to wait a little bit. There's going to be a pitching change for the Red Wings. We're going to take a break here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. We'll be right back. Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Jack Polowich at the dish square and the bunt. That one fouled off down the first base line. Kyle French joined by Chris Ferrari yet again, the birthday boy. So I guess I was rubbing the crystal ball a little bit before the at-bat.
Listen, man, you know Steve better than I do, honestly. I think Polowich, personally, I'd let him swing. He's a big boy, big swing.
Well, they do say great minds think alike, so.
I got to agree with that one right there. Sorry, couldn't give you some insider trader information right there. I wasn't paying attention to Steve. Sorry.
0-1. Pollock squares the bunt, pulls back. The throw back down into first, not in time, but Nick Payne heads up base running, steals third.
Let's go.
Nick Payne had a very similar play to that earlier. Staubly caught a foul ball in foul territory, and it looked like it wasn't too deep, but Nick Payne saw that he was on his back foot, trailing away, and turned his back on the runner. Number one rule in baseball, you don't do that.
Yeah.
And Nick Payne advances 90 feet, and yet again advances 90 feet to third. So runners on the corners now for the lots. 1-1 the count.
One thing about Nick Payne, no matter what, you're going to get 120%, even if you're playing pickup basketball in the whole part of
I have played pickup basketball, and he was on the other team, so I know
I am so sorry.
So 2 balls, 1 strike to Jack Polowitz. We'll see if the bunt will still be in effect here. I don't know if they run the squeeze or no squeeze. Let Polowitz swing it. Big swing from Polowitz. That one swung on a miss. Counts even up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paulie Goodness, another hot bat for the Pilots, waits on deck. And I tell you, I was talking with Angelo Deere. Paulie Goodness has matured a lot as the season has gone along. Definitely. At first, like you could see, like not as confident in himself, and then all of a sudden just hit a groove.
Yeah, he's swinging it. He doesn't care what happens. He's just swinging it. He's got a good swing. He keeps doing it, so it's awesome to see Paulie heat up.
That one misses outside. Counts now pushed full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 base is open, but it would walk the bases loaded if Polowitz were able to find his way on. The 3-2 misses outside. It's a walk for Polowitz. The bases are now loaded for Paulie Goodness.
All right, let's see, Frenchie. What are you calling right here, man? You got a crystal ball right now, so I want to hear what you're.
I got a crystal ball. You're right. The thing about Paulie is that I feel like he does a really good job of getting on top of the baseball.
Okay.
Like it's always like line drive, solid contact.
Yep,
you know
always line drives.
So I want to say it's going to be a liner, but I have a feeling it might be a sac fly. I'm going to say sac fly here. That's my crystal ball prediction. That one right on top of it. That one is going to be thrown to third, and it's going to be an infield RBI single for Paulie Goodness. So 3-2 your score now. Not a sac fly, but an RBI. I did have the RBI in there.
Hey, that's a base hit, man. That's all that matters.
So the Pilots chip 1 more into that lead of the Red Wings. It's now 3-2. And that will now bring up Frankie DiMartino for the Pilots. Bases loaded here.
I want to see Frankie put it on the ground.
For the Pilots veteran. Second-year player for the Pilots.
He's got to be one of the fastest guys I've ever played with.
That one, slider taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. And no outs. Bases loaded. Carter Fink on in relief of Hayden Smith. DiMartino chases the slider there, counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Michael Flaherty awaits on deck. Pilots right in the heart of their order, so couldn't ask for a better time to start swinging the bats.
Great place to be right now.
Pilots with 6 hits already here tonight, only 2 runs to show for it. We'll see if they can tack on some more. DiMartino chases the breaking pitch for a strikeout. And that will now bring up Michael Flaherty with 1 away.
Number 20 from London, England.
He's on a heater today. I think he's got another one in him.
Michael Flaherty. Patrick is an old player.
So Michael Flaherty, first excused for saying he was from Ireland, from England. So Michael Flaherty from Ireland, and then Patrick Flaherty from London. So it's Michael Flaherty from London, England.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Maybe someone made a stop at somewhere in Ireland before the game.
I would love to play in Ireland. I was looking to play in Ireland after this year, but decided to go back to Boston for 1 more year, man.
That one fouled off, counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Base is loaded for Michael Flaherty. Chance to give the Pilots the lead here with a well-placed hit.
Let's go.
Infield in.
We need a base hit right now. Or
The 0-2
ball.
pitch from Fink. Fastball right down the heart of the plate for the second out. That will now bring up Justin DiMartino for the Pilots with 2 away. Bases loaded still. Golden opportunity for the Pilots.
Number 10, Justin DiMartino.
I got a Cowboy rally cap in the dugout. I think if we don't score right here, it's my fault. I don't have it on right now. So definitely.
I'm surprised you're not wearing the party cone. That one hit out into center field and it will hang up long enough for Andrew Eppinger to get it. But the Pilots pick up one more run. They trail by 1, 3-2 your score. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Back here on Finger Lakes One Radio. First pitch from Jack Gannon. Swung on, and that one smoked out into left field. That one all the way back at the track, at the wall. And that one's gone. A home run for Daniel Scalero.
That's a way to start off the inning right there.
Certainly a way to start off the inning. And that one wipes out the one run the Pilots scored in the top half of the 5th inning.
Yeah.
So Scalero goes yard. It's now 4-2, and they'll take us to the top of the order with Brandon Jelpe.
I think you can't ask any more of your last hole in the order.
That happened to the Pilots the other day as well. Miles Pallister from the Niagara Power went yard as well, and it was the 8-6 victory for the Power at Colburn Park. It was last week.
Yeah.
So 0-1 the count. That one misses. Counts at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Wings 3 hits, 4 runs to show for it. Pilots 6 hits, 2 runs. That one lasered right back up the middle. Jelpe with a single there.
Hey, French, if they changed the field name, John Salone?
Yeah, they did. So I was talking about a little bit. John Salone, the former Geneva Red Wings general manager and groundskeeper, tragically passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So they actually had a game a few weeks ago where before the game there was pre-game festivities. John's daughters threw out the first pitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they were honored on the field, and they unveiled the new John Salone field there out in right field, and it's in Yankees blue out there. He's the biggest Yankees fan you'll ever meet. As a pickoff attempt. And they're going to call him out at first. Jelpe can't believe it. And I can't say that I blame him on that one.
Yeah, I don't blame it at all. That was
he was safe there. So PGCBL umpires strike again.
This guy was part of the last Geneva, and
We need one of those whiteboards where it's like 0 days since last bad call.
Yeah,
Like it never gets past 0.
Yeah. It's sure been an interesting summer, and I mean,
So score that one. Caught stealing 1, 3, 4, 2.
yeah, right, yeah. It's been an
1, 3,
interesting
4,
summer.
2. Gage Boltman was the one that made the tag for the out there.
I gotta be honest, I have never seen an umpire just walk off the field after a game in extra innings. That one was a first.
That was a first. We've had some rough luck here at McDonough Park with umpires.
Yeah.
First pitch from Gannon. Swung on, and that one hit out into left field. This one trailing all the way at the wall. Justin DiMartino makes the catch. So an F7 for the second out. And that will now bring up Andrew Eppinger. To be fair, McDonough Park sits a lot way more shallower than Colburn. Colburn 339 down both the right and left field lines.
Yeah.
McDonough Park 325.
Colburn is a complete graveyard. Love playing it though. Love the fans. Love seeing the whole city of Newark out there. It's a great feeling. But yeah, it's a graveyard out there. Not a lot of home runs.
Oh, not only that, the wind is always blowing in at Colburn, I feel like too. You have obviously Lake Ontario in the north, like 20 minutes north of there. So you have the northern winds blowing in.
And listen, when that big flag in center field gets blowing,
oh,
you know it's blowing in.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs to Andrew Eppinger.
But Michael Mugen doesn't care about wind.
Yeah.
Nor
Only
does
person
Jack
I've ever
Archimon.
seen take a dead center at Colburn. Slider drops outside of the zone for Gannon, counts at 2-1.
Frenchie, who do you think is MVP of the Pilots so far this season?
MVP of the Pilots. That's hard. That's a hard one to pick. I'm trying to pick. If I had to pick one person, I'd say that's MVP of the Pilots. I have to go with one of the 2 All-Stars. I think I have to say Jack Archimon just for the sole fact that his bat has been so consistent all year round.
Yeah, and he's amazing.
Like Tatsu's turned it up like this last half, but Archimon has consistently been solid like the entire season.
I would probably say Archimon as well, especially.
And I feel like he's found himself in that 3-4 spot for the majority of the year.
Doesn't move from there. It's awesome. It's great to see. A young kid too. Oh yeah, beautiful hanger.
Beautiful slider drops in there for the final out of the inning. But the big story of the bottom of the 5th, the big fly for Daniel Scalero. It's a 4-2 ball game. 2-run lead for the Red Wings. We'll head to the top of the 6th on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. We'll be right back. Back here on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Jack Archimon leading things off for the Pilots here in the top of the 6th inning. I'm joined by Landon White now, the Bryant Bulldog commit. Great to have you, Mr. Landon White.
Hey, French.
Leaving the Finger Lakes, good old Ithaca, and heading to Bryant. Where is Bryant?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, there you go. That one misses outside for Carter Fink. Counts at 2-0 to Jack Archimon.
Frenchie, what are your plans next year?
Well, I'll go wherever the wind takes me. I'll probably still be here, more than likely. That one fouled off into the backstop.
Why are you flinching?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a big net.
2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs. As I was about as still as a statue there. I did not move. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Jack Archimone, the 2-1 pitch. Misses inside. Count is at 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike, and no outs. Archimone steps back in. 3-1 pitch from Fink. Misses high. So
Leave.
Archimone works a leadoff walk. He'll head to first. That will bring up Mitchell Kelly, who had that big RBI single back in the first inning that scored Michael Flaherty.
To the plate, number 34, the first baseman, Mitchell Kelly.
So Mitchell Kelly coming up to the dish now. Perfect opportunity for the Pilots here. How you doing, Landon?
Tired. I dropped the
Tired?
weight on my foot this morning, so I'm out of commission.
So no balls, 1 strike. What was it that you were diagnosed with?
I don't know. I haven't gotten checked out yet. I dropped a 45 like a plate on my foot.
So no balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell Kelly will step back up to the dish. Archimone with a healthy lead over there on first.
Not the fastest, I will say that.
The 0-2. Swung on, and that
Oh,
one
get
roped
down.
down
Get
the
down.
first base line,
Oh,
and that one will just kick foul. Very close. That would have been for sure at least a double.
ball was
Kelly.
tailing.
I don't know if Kelly would have been able to
I don't know, maybe
squeeze
a
that one out to
triple.
a triple. I don't know.
Maybe a triple.
So no balls, 2 strikes, and Mitchell Kelly taking a little bit of a souvenir with him to first base. Didn't drop the baseball bat at all. Maybe he already knew it was foul. That's probably why he didn't drop it. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a big miss from Kelly. He goes down on strikes for the first out. 1 away now. And that will now
wall.
Gage the wall, Boatman.
The wall.
Number 9, Gage Boatman.
Everybody's favorite catcher. For the most part.
I like him. I think he's a good catcher. I like him.
Who's your favorite catcher to throw to?
Nick Payne.
Nick Payne?
Yep.
First pitch to the wall.
He's a big frame back there. That's why I like it.
Bigger target. Gotcha. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Carter Fink comes set. The 0-1 pitch.
Wow.
Taken for a strike. Counts at 0-2.
That was dotted. That was right on the black, too. I had a good view of that. I think came right back on the plate.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swidler's been doing a great job behind the dish there as well.
Yeah.
He does a great job framing.
He's got a good arm.
The 0-2. That one fouled off. Boatman staying alive here. Sounded like a small army of about 50 people chasing for the foul ball there. Bunch of little kids chasing for foul balls out there in the parking lot. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one fouled off. Same spot. Look out.
Listen for it. Nothing.
You need the sound effects board with the glass breaking. The sound effect. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. That one dribbled off. Gage Boatman.
Could they be?
Staying alive, making Carter Fink work here. And you've got Nick Payne awaiting on deck. Some fireworks going off in the distance. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch.
No,
That
he
one
did not.
up
No,
high.
he did not.
Good hold off from Gage Boatman
It's
there.
a good AB. This is a good AB.
Gage Boatman making the most out of this. Little Thursday night lights for the lots here tonight.
Isn't there fireworks tonight, too?
There is. We'll have to stop the game at 9:45. That one smoked
Get
back up
through.
the middle. backhanded by the second baseman. Throw over to first, not in time. A 4-6 fielder's choice for Gage Boatman. And they're 2 away. Archimone called out on the fielder's choice there. But that'll bring up Nick Payne.
Who's been a hot bat after yesterday.
Yeah, especially after that long home run. And a home run here would tie it.
That is true. I didn't realize that. He's got the power.
All I could hear was the, I got the power. Great song. Great song. Pair of walks for Payne on the evening. First pitch. Swung on, and that one roped down the third base line.
He's seeing it well tonight. I'll tell you that, Kyle.
It well. I feel like that's got to be awful as a hitter with fireworks going out.
As a pitcher.
I'm saying going. No. Nick Payne.
Oh, I thought you meant wait, what?
I feel like that's got to like be confusing though. Like when you're trying to focus like on the pitch and there's fireworks going off.
Can you imagine pitching like right when you're about to release it? There's a big
I guess
boom.
you're a pitcher, so you're a little bit more biased than me. Counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the lovely citizens of Geneva looking to get their fireworks off before the noise ordinance as well. The 0-2.
Good leave.
Fastball misses high. Count is at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. 4-2 your score. The 1-2.
Good leave.
That one.
That's a big league take.
That one is a big league take.
It's a risky take for these umpires, though. Yeah, where did that miss? That's a good question.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2.
Good leave.
That one misses outside. Counts now push full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Nick Payne. Awaiting on deck is Briggs Loveland.
Back-to-back quality of bats so far.
The 3-2 pitch from Fink. Runner goes. That one popped up and foul. And that one will get out of play and hit off a car out there. Might want to call AAA on that one. And there go all the fans running out after the ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Nick Payne steps back up. And the 3-2, runner goes. That one popped up and popped foul as well. Watch out. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Nick Payne will step up to the dish.
I'm calling home run.
Gage Boatman over there on first.
Hat down on home run.
The payoff pitch. Swung on, and that one dribbled down the third base line. Nick
How many
Payne.
pitches is this?
The 9th.
The 9th pitch?
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Wow.
Nick Payne making Carter Fink work here. No one up and warming yet in the Red Wings pen. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 9th pitch of the at-bat from Fink. Swung on, and that one smoked out to left field, and that one is foul, and one hops off the wall. Man, Nick Payne.
I'm not throwing that pitch again, I'll tell you that.
So 3
He's
balls,
seeing it well.
2 strikes, 2 outs. At this point as a pitcher, when you see like a guy just start like, dialing you up like that, do you just walk him? Like does that ever cross your mind?
No, you got to win the battle.
You got to win the battle? You want to win the battle? Okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah, you make him really earn it by hitting him, I guess.
Yeah. There you go.
He should go back to that outside fastball.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fink comes set.
You can't hear what I'm saying.
And Nick Payne.
Nick Payne's box.
Playing a little bit of mind games with Fink. Count still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gage Boatman on first. Likely will be moving on the pitch. 3-2. Swung, and that one popped up. Foul territory. Staubly coming underneath it and making the play. Score that one in FF5. Nick Payne works a 10 pitch at bat, gets out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 your score on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. It's Ethan Swidler leading things off for the Red Wings. Came in this game batting .204 for them. First pitch from Josh Ferris, taken for a strike. Ferris coming on in relief of Jack Gannon. And Ferris sporting a 5.58 ERA and 9.2 innings of work. 3 strikeouts to his credit thus far. That one swung on and fouled off down the line. Count is at 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes to Swidler. The 0-2 pitch. That one misses low. Good stop from Gage Boatman. Counts at 1-2. Final stat line for Jack Gannon: 5 innings of work, 4 hits, 4 runs, and 6 strikeouts through about 94 pitches. That one is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Swidler goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning, as that will now bring up Jagger Nucci from Greece, New York. 2 RBI double for him in the first at bat, and a strikeout swing in his last. First pitch from Ferris. Misses low. Count is at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. 1-0 pitch. Slider misses outside. Counts at 2-0 now. Two balls, no strikes, 1 away. The 2-0 pitch from Josh Ferris. Swung on and missed. Changeup fooled Jagger Nucci. Count is now at 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The 2-1 pitch from Ferris. That one just misses. Counts at 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Waiting on deck is Jason Shockley. 3-1 pitch from Ferris. Swung on, and that one roped into the gap into left center field. That one's going to get down all the way to the wall. DiMartino will scoop it up and throw the ball into the cutoff man. It's a 1-out double for Jagger Nucci, his second double of the ball game. And that will now bring up Jason Shockley after the 1-out double.
Now come to the plate, number 38, Jason Shockley.
Shockley will step up now with a pair of strikeouts swinging, looking to change his fortune thus far. A little bit humid here, probably sitting low 80s, high 70s. Sun is all but set. Count is at 1-0 to Shockley. The 1-0 pitch misses low. Count is at 2-0 now. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. The 2-0 pitch to Shockley. Big swing and a big miss. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Shockley steps back in. Nucci on second with a little bit of a lead. The pitch. Changeup fools him. Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 4-2 your score. Red Wings lead the Pilots. The 2-2. Swung on, and that one hit a little dribbler to Briggs Loveland, and will throw to first. A 4-3 ground out for the second out of the inning. And Ferris is 1 out away getting out of the jam. That will now bring up Ryan Knight, the extra hitter for the Red Wings.
25, Ryan Knight.
So Ryan Knight steps up to face Josh Ferris. Again, Jagger Nucci had a 1-out double. He sits on third, 90 feet away. Grounded out 3-1 and flew out to right field. That one swung on and hit a mile up in the air, but foul down the right side. Count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike and 2 outs to Ryan Knight. You know what? Curveball drops in there, counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes and 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch. Misses outside. Count is at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Ryan Knight steps back in. 1-2 pitch. Almost comes inside and hits him. Good stop from Boatman. Count is at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Waiting on deck is Brennan Staubley for the Red Wings. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball, that one fanned at and hit into center field. Frankie DiMartino under it with ease. He'll make the catch for the out. So the Red Wings strand 1 on a hit. They lead 4-2, heading to the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. We're back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Briggs Loveland leading things off for the Pilots in the top of the 7th here. Loveland will step in to face Carter Fink out for another inning of work. First pitch taken for a strike. Count is at 0-1 now. No balls, 1 strike, and no outs. Loveland flew out to Staubley at third in his first at bat and walked in his last. Count is at 1-1 now to Briggs Loveland. 7th inning, the pitch. Swung on, and that one smoked out into right center field, but Eppinger doesn't have to trail very far. He'll make the catch. F8 for Briggs Loveland, first out of the inning, and that will now bring up Jack Polowitz.
Now hitting for Newark, the DH. Number 18, Jack Polowitz.
So Jack Polowitz stepping up to the dish now with 1 out in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Fink. Fastball misses high and away. Count is at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Paulie Goodness awaits on deck for the Pilots. The pitch. Slider taken for a strike. Counts at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. That one misses up. Count is at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. The 2-1 pitch. That one taken at the letters. Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Polowitz goes down on strikes for the 2nd out. And that will now bring up Paulie Goodness with 2 away. 2 quick outs for Fink in the top of the 7th.
Coming to the plate from Palmyra, New York. Number 2, Paulie Goodness.
So Paulie Goodness steps in with 2 away to face Carter Fink, looking to get the Pilots on the board. That one misses high, counts at 1-0. Up and in was the curveball. 1 ball, no strikes to Paulie Goodness. Waiting on deck is Frankie DiMartino. That one misses as well. 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 away. 4-2 your score. The 2-0 pitch. That one taken at the letters. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Goodness steps back in. The 2-1. It's one, and that one reached out right at Stalby. Stalby will scoop it and throw over to first for the out. Sclero does a splitish motion to make the play. A 1-2-3 inning for Fink. Will head to the bottom of the 7th, 4-2 your score on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. So we are going to momentarily pause the game and we are going to start some fireworks. So we'll leave on the stream in the background. For those of you listening on Finger Lakes One Radio, you just hear the music in the background. But fireworks in the middle of the game here in the PGCBL will be back after the break. So we are finally back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. The first time in my career of all of this, I have seen fireworks gone off in the middle of a game. So we're in the bottom of the seventh now, 4-2 your score. Brendan Staubley up at the dish now for the Red Wings. First pitch from Josh Ferris, swung on and missed. Counts it 0-1. So Ferris didn't appear to be too happy. I can't say I blame him. Mid-outing, he paused for some fireworks. Counts it 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. To Brendan Staubley, the 1-1 pitch. Swung, and that one smoked into center field. Trailing is Frankie DiMartino and making the play. So a fly out to center for Brendan Staubley for the first out. That will now bring up Wyatt Patchett in the bottom of the seventh. Again, 4-2 your score. Red Wings lead the Pilots.
Geneva, New York, number 26, Wyatt Patchett.
So Wyatt Patchett coming up to the plate now for the Red Wings. With one away, first pitch from Ferris. That one smoked foul down the third base line. Counts it 0-1 now. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. As Wyatt Patchett steps up to the plate, the 0-1. Slider misses outside, counts it 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. To Wyatt Patchett, the hometown hero from Geneva, New York, the pitch. Swung on that one, smoked a mile in the air, foul. Count is at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. We are in a severe thunderstorm watch as well, so we'll keep you updated with that as we go. Just taking a look at the forecast, it looks like it's probably going to hit us relatively soon. That one smoked out into left center field, all the way at the wall. And that one hits off the wall, a throw in. Wyatt Patchett thought he had a home run. It ends up being a stand-up sliding double for him. As that one hit off the outfield wall out there.
Coming to the plate next, our first baseman, Dan Scalero.
That will now bring up Dan Scalero, who did have a home run earlier on in the game in his last at-bat. Made it a 4-2 ball game. Scalero will step back in to face Josh Ferris. With 1 away, Patchett on second. First pitch from Ferris. Slider just drops out of the zone. Counts it 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. As we're back in action here at McDonough Park. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball just misses high. Counts it 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out to Daniel Scalero, the 10-spot hitter for the Red Wings. Brandon Jelpe, and the top of the order wait on deck. The 2-0 pitch. That one misses low. 3 straight balls. It counts at 3-0 now. 3 balls, no strikes. Someone up and warming in the Pilots pen. Looks like Owen Donahue warming, and Cam Kingsley as well. 3-0 pitch. Curveball taken for a strike. Count is at 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 arms getting up and ready in the Pilots pen. Kingsley and Donahue. The 3-1 pitch from Ferris. That one just misses high, so 1 out walk for him. That will now bring up Brandon Jelpe in the top of the order with 1 out.
Coming up to the plate for the Geneva Red Wings out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Number 6, Brandon Jelpe.
So Brandon Jelpe will step in now with runners on first and second and 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Chance to blow this thing open for the Wings. Waiting on deck is Dylan Can. Pitch to Jelpy. That one's popped off his bat. Rain starting to come down here now. As the rain is now coming down. No balls, 1 strike. That one popped up. Trailing over, and that one kicks just foul. Bounces right in front of Mitchell Kelly. Counts now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Again, we are in severe thunderstorm watch, so I imagine any lightning here, the game probably will be called, especially given it is almost 9:45. 0-2 pitch, misses inside. Count is at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Ferris comes set. The 1-2 pitch. That one misses low and inside. Good stop from Boatman. Counts at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Brandon Jelpy at the dish. Bottom of the 7th. 4-2 your score. Red Wings lead the Pilots. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Pilots. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Wings. The 2-2 pitch from Josh Ferris. Misses inside. Counts now 3-2. And Ferris in danger of walking the bases loaded now. Ferris coming set. 3-2 delivery. That one smoked into center field. Coming on into Frankie DiMartino. That one drops in front of him. And the throw into third is not in time. Good stop from Nick Payne over there. So 1 out single for Jelpy. And that'll now bring up Dylan Can with the bases loaded.
Coming to play now, number 42, the shortstop, Dylan Can.
So the shortstop, number 42, Dylan Can, will step up to the dish now. And head coach Daniel Steve is going to come out and chat with his pitcher. Looked like Nick Payne was trying to pull off a hidden ball trick. And it looked like Payne had Wyatt Patchett out at third, but the field umpire not paying attention.
Are we not going to talk about the 7th inning stretch we had here today?
So Steve chatting with Josh Ferris. Everything is alluding in. Josh Ferris's night will be over to be Cameron Kingsley coming on in relief. We will be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels.
We're so back here.
Angelo
We are
Deere's back
so
yet
back.
again, welcoming himself back into the broadcast
Welcome.
booth.
Happy to be here.
Great to have
Good
you.
to be here, French.
Cam Kingsley on to pitch now for the Pilots. Kingsley in 7 innings of work with a 7.71 ERA. I'm really
Oh, yeah. Slider dropped in there first pitch.
Oh, Josh Ferris, beautiful slider, counts at 0-1. Ratings starting to come down here at McDonough Park.
That's why I'm over here, French. Need a little coverage. Forgot the hoodie at the house today.
It's not because he wanted to spend time with me, but because he wanted to stay dry.
Yeah, it's a plus, I guess. Out of boy Cam.
0-1 slider drops in for a strike. Counts
0-1
at
slider.
0-2.
0-2 on number 42. Who's this again, French?
This is Dylan Can.
Dylan Can. Well, Dylan can roll into a double play for us right here. That'd be amazing.
So no balls, 2 strikes to Dylan Can. Another NJIT Highlander.
So many Highlanders in this league, man.
The 0-2 pitch.
Oh,
That
good
one,
block.
good stop from
Gauge
Keith
the
Bowman.
wall.
There's a lot of NEC players in this league.
A lot of NEC in this league. A lot of I've seen a lot of like Big Ten guys sporadically placed. Sporadically. That's a big word.
A lot of Mac in here.
That's a lot. That's a big word for me.
M with 2 A's, Mac.
Mac.
The Mac. That one misses outside. Good stop from Boatman.
I mean, I think the game plan here was just to go soft because he has done 4 straight sliders here. Don't you
so
think?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Must be the game plan. I mean,
What do you think's coming here, Mr. White? Sitting to my right. Oh, he's signaling fastball for those at home that cannot see.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Imagine Can will be sitting fastball as well. The 2-2 pitch. That
Oh,
one
no.
will find the gap. Patchett comes in to score. It is a 1-run RBI single. 5-2 lead now for the Red Wings.
I mean, just a good pitch, good swing. That's just good baseball right there, all around. How about that 7-inning stretch, though? I mean,
To the plate, number 41, Andrew Eppinger.
I still can't get over that, man. That's gonna bug me for a little bit.
Fireworks in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I've never seen something like that before.
Neither have I.
That's the first time.
Do you
I
think
mean,
it's going to make foul pole?
you know,
It might have to.
That might have to make foul pole sports. But you know, it's the middle of the 7th, and we're just setting off fireworks. That's a ground ball to Nick Payne.
Nick Payne.
Throw to home, and he is
Good play
out.
from
Wow, great
Gage
play by
Boatman.
Gage. Great play by Gage Boatman. Blocking it up. I think they got him on the tag there. Well, the umpire John back at the Red Wings bench. Always a fun time here with the umpires.
So
at
they're gonna
McDonough
get
Park.
the base runner out on the tag from Boatman.
Good pick by Nick Payne. Attaboy.
Nick Payne has a play there to stop a run.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Not in his natural position either there at third.
I mean, the wall also making a big block there to save that ball from going to the backstop and then tagging the runner, I think.
Jackson to John chatting with the home plate umpire. That will now bring up Ethan Swidler with the bases loaded.
California, Ethan Swidler.
So Swidler steps in to face Kingsley with the bases loaded.
We got the bases loaded here with 2 outs.
First pitch. Take
Good
it for a
pitch.
strike. Count is at 0-1 now.
Clip that inside corner there.
So no balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Bottom of the 7th, 5-2 Red Wings lead. The 0-1 pitch. Slider just misses outside, counts at 1-1 now. You got to imagine the Red Wings will probably have a pitching change too for the inning. I mean, it's been a while
It's
since
been
Carter
a very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, that guy's arm's probably cold.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, the 1-1 pitch. That one misses low. Count is at 2-1 now.
Looks like a change-up movement there from Cam. Maybe a sinker.
2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. And 2 outs, excuse me. Bases loaded. Kingsley looking to get out of the bases loaded jam. 2-1 pitch. Slider just
off, and his hands go in the air. Wanted that call real bad. Really wanted that one. We have flashes of lightning off in the distance here.
Imagine this might be it.
Yeah, this may get. It's starting to come down a little bit now.
3-1.
So.
This is
And
outside, and a walk will bring in a run. So it's 6-2 now.
Kingsley obviously frustrated about that 1 ball call that he wanted. I think it was ball 3.
Now come to the plate for Greece, New York, Jagger Nucci.
So that will now bring up Jagger Nucci for the Red Wings. 6-2 lead for them now.
Yeah, there's thunder going on off in the distance here.
Kingsley will step off. Rain's starting to come down a little bit harder now.
Yeah, good timing by me to get out of the dugout.
First pitch from Kingsley. Slider misses outside, counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs.
I feel like he has to throw a fastball here at some point, right?
1-0 pitch.
And
That
there it
one
is.
Fouled off. Counts
There it
now
is.
1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 away.
All right.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. The 1-1. Swung, and that one will
Base
find
hit.
the gap.
Oh,
As they're going to send the runner in.
Oh, they're
Justin
gonna send
DiMartino with
him.
the throw. Will hit the cutoff man to throw
no.
in.
Got him.
Not in time. So a 2 RBI single for Jagger Nucci. It's now 8-2. Two RBI single for Jagger Nucci. 8-2 your score now. So Swidler sits on third. Runners on the corners for Jason Shockley.
Okay, just missed that tag.
Jason Shockley.
Just missed that tag.
It looked as if the throw was well in time, but
The throw beat him barely, but he just missed him.
Jagger Nucci with 5 RBIs for the Wings here tonight.
Wow, he is carrying the team tonight.
The pitch.
Oh, good fastball.
Big swing and a big miss from Shockley. Count is at 0-1.
Us young baseball players like to say the word doors after one of those.
So no ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Cam Kingsley coming set. That one
good
swung on a
pitch.
miss. Good slider there from
Ooh,
Kingsley.
that's
Count is at
fine.
0-2 now. Kingsley quickly will come set.
It is coming down now, boys.
It looks like the standoff isn't going on anymore.
There was a standoff again.
I thought that they were trying to plan. The runner goes. That one smoked into center field. DiMartino trailing and is underneath it. Make the play for the out. So a fly out to center field to end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 8th. 8-2 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels.
I'm on.
So we are back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. Rain actually just pouring down here now. Frankie DiMartino will lead things off for the Pilots in the top of the 8th inning. Geneva scored 4 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. They now lead 8-2. John Tolley on to pitch for the Red Wings here. First pitch to DiMartino, squaring to bunt. That one popped foul and off the post gracefully. So the count's at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and no outs.
All right, and we're back. That was right there, too. That lightning strike was right there. Kyle French, we got to stop flinching. There is a net, Mr. French.
No balls, 1 strike.
Kyle's going to get mad at me.
That one
Good
misses.
spit, right?
Count is at 2-1 now. 1-1, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike, and I feel like we've seen a few lightning strikes.
It's been getting
Just a few.
closer.
It's getting closer and closer.
The rain is coming down harder. This has got to. We unfortunately may be seeing an early exit from the game, which is bad, but it is really coming down outside right now. You know what I realized recently, Kyle French, is that Frankie DiMartino barrels up a lot of baseballs right at people, and
He
then
does.
he gets jammed and gets hits. It's really funny the way this game works.
That one swung on and smoked out into deep left
Get
field.
going, ball.
That one back at the track, all the way at the wall. And that one's going to get all the way to the wall. DiMartino rounding, and he's going to be at third. And they're going to hold him at third. He's going to run through the stop sign. Frankie DiMartino has an inside the park home run. Frankie DiMartino pulling a little Usain Bolt track star all the way around. An inside the park home run. Have yourself a game, Frankie DiMartino. And that was not a little league inside the Parker.
Everything I just said goes out the window about Frankie DiMartino.
Frankie
Oh
DiMartino
my
ran right
God.
through the stop sign at third. He knew what he was searching for all the way home, and inside the park home run.
That was definitely something. That was wow.
Now, I thought that one was going to get out of play. I thought that one was actually going to be a home run. So Nate Milk taking over in center field now for Andrew Eppinger. 8-3 your score. It looked like Eppinger may have got hurt on the play there.
No, he was the kid who slid into home plate.
So that will now bring up Michael Flaherty.
Well, that was pretty cool.
So a game of first, the first ever inside the park home run I've seen.
I mean,
in Pilots history.
That's one of the first legitimate inside the park home runs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And now it
and
is.
the first ever time that we've seen fireworks in the middle of the game. So we're just knocking off accolades here tonight.
I mean, this may be the first time we play baseball through a thunderstorm as well.
And that could be a possibility. The 1-0 pitch to Flaherty. That one's barreled up into center field. Nate Milk right underneath it, though. Can of corn, he'll make the play. So I'll fly out to center field for Flaherty. There's one away. That'll now bring up Justin DiMartino.
That man, Frankie DiMartino, any oxygen going? He just ran 360 feet in about 4 seconds.
I know. It's crazy.
He ran. That's the fastest I've seen anybody run around the bases. He kind of hit a second gear there. I also don't think he could have stopped because the ground is so wet. He would have just slipped.
So Justin DiMartino steps in, and the pitch. Taken for a strike, counts at 0-1. No ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. I'm still in awe of what we just witnessed.
That pitch was also at his eyes.
Yeah, and he
the most
barreled that.
impressive part.
It's crazy to think I thought that was an actual home run. And then that one's going to be hit down the line. That one's going to be fair. Justin DiMartino, that one's getting all the way into the corner. And Justin DiMartino will be into second with a stand-up double. So the DiMartino bros.
About time, man.
Putting the Pilots right back in this ball game.
These guys are baseball players. They are ball players, man.
A 1-out double for Justin DiMartino, and we've seen inside the park home run from Frankie and a stand-up double from his brother Justin, so it must be in the genes.
It has to be.
Must be genetic for the DiMartino brothers.
Them and the Goodness brothers are four of the most athletic people I ever know.
That will now bring up Jack Archimone here with 1 away. Awaiting on deck is Mitchell Kelly, and how crazy of a story it would be if the Pilots able to bounce back in this game.
I've seen weirder stuff happen in the PGCBL, Mr. French. I have seen weirder stuff happen.
Pitch to Archimone. That one fouled off. Count is at 0-1 now.
Like my good friend Landon White said a couple innings ago. Me personally wouldn't throw that again.
So 8-3 your score now after the inside the park home run. Justin T. Martino sits on second. Mitchell Kelly waits on deck.
This is gonna be a barrel. Please be a barrel.
0-1 pitch to Archimon. That one catches the other outer half of the plate. Looked like a changeup.
I don't know if that caught the outer half of the
Counts
plate.
at 0-2.
Giving a couple inches there, I guess. Good pitch nonetheless.
Umps are getting tired here tonight. No balls, 2 strikes.
Fair.
0-2 pitch. That one misses high. Counts at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The 1-2 pitch to Archimon. Swung on that one, hit right towards the second baseman, who will scoop and throw over to first. A 4-3 ground out, but advancing to third is Justin DiMartino. That'll now bring up Mitchell Kelly.
Mitchell Kelly.
Comes to the plate, number 34, the first baseman, Mitchell Kelly.
Mitchell Kelly needs to hit another ball through his third shortstop right here.
So Mitchell Kelly will come up to the dish now for the Pilots. 8-3 your score.
Or use that big body and turn on one down the line.
Tully coming set for the Wings. The pitch. Big swing and a big miss. Kelly was looking to obliterate that baseball.
He tried to hit that off the kangaroo sign out there in left center field.
So Tully steps off, counts at 0-1. Justin DiMartino sits 90 feet away at third. The 0-1 pitch from Tully. Slider misses outside, counts at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs to Mitchell Kelly. 1-1 pitch, misses high, counts at 2-1 now.
The rain calmed down too.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs.
The rain is lightening up here, it seems like.
It is.
At McDonough Park, so maybe not.
That one taken for a strike. Count is at 2-2 now. 2's across the top of the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
You know, I'm not a weatherman. I need to stop trying to be a weatherman.
Stick to baseball.
Yeah, I'm going to
Think it's
try.
your
I
natural
100% also lied because it is still coming down out there.
The 2-2 pitch.
Oh,
Swung on and missed, strike 3.
Hey, for Tully, this does it.
But the Pilots score 1 more on an inside the park home run from Frankie DiMartino. They'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 8-3 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes 1 Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back on Finger Lakes 1 Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels, it will be Ryan Knight leading things off in the bottom of the 8th. Rain still pouring down here at McDonough Park.
That's the best time to throw. Like it's hard for me to move. My favorite is like 85 degrees, 90 degrees, low humidity.
The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Count is at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan Knight. Bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-1 pitch. That one taken inside. Counts at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no out. Rain pouring down. Mother Nature without a care in the world. That one misses up. Counts at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. So waiting on deck is Brennan Staubley. Both teams, it looks like, anxiously waiting for this one to get rained out. The 2-2. Misses low. Counts at 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. It is pouring here at McDonough Park. The 3-2. That one misses up and in. So a leadoff walk for Ryan Knight. He'll head to first. That will now bring up Brennan Staubley for the
Red Wings, number 39.
Red Wings.
Brennan Staubley.
Staubley will step in. Cam Kingsley still on the mound for the Newark Pilots. Pitch, that one barreled out into left field, but right at Justin DiMartino, who'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. So a line out, L7 for Brennan Staubley for the first out. That'll now bring up Wyatt Patchett.
Geneva, New York, number 26. Wyatt Patchett.
Patchett had that near home run in his last at bat. Hit just off near the top of the wall there in left center field near the O'Haver sign out there. First pitch taken for a strike, counts it 0-1 to Wyatt Patchett. No balls, 1 strike and 1 out. 8-3 your score. The 0-1 pitch, big swing and a big miss from Patchett, counts it 0-2. Waiting on deck is Daniel Scalero for the Red Wings. No balls, 2 strikes. Kingsley comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one popped up and out of play, foul. The count is at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Patchett steps back in. The 0-2 pitch. Slider misses outside. Count is at 1-2 now. Ryan Knight will stay there at first. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. 8-3 your score. Anxiously waiting for Pilots' turn up to bat. Patchett steps in. The 1-2 pitch. Runner goes, the throw down. That one not in time as it kicked in the outfield. It's a stolen base for Ryan Knight. Stolen base for Ryan Knight. He advances to second. Counts it 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Patchett steps back in. The 2-2. Swung on, and that one hit right on the line at Nick Payne. He scoops it. Throw over to first. In time. What a scoop, Mitchell Kelly. Underrated play there. What a play from Mitchell Kelly. 5-3 ground out for the second out.
Dan Scalero.
That one I'll bring up Daniel Scalero, who hit the big fly 2 ABs ago for the Red Wings. Made it a 4-2 ball game. It's now 8-3 in favor of the Red Wings. Bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Swung on and missed. The count is at 0-1. No ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. 8-3 your score, bottom of the 8th. A 1 pitch. Misses up. Counts at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. A 1-1. Swung on and popped foul. Counts at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. Pilots will be down to their final 3 outs in the top of the 9th. The 1-2. Misses low. Good stop from Gage Boltman. Very solid behind the dish tonight for the Pilots. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Scalero steps back in. Kingsley comes set, the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Heater blown by him. We'll head to the top of the 9th. 8-3 your score. Pilots down to their final out. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. We're back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. It'll be Gage Boatman leading things off. We're just taking a look quickly at the schedule. Pilots will be on the road tomorrow to face the Muck Dogs. Then they'll be back at home to face the Red Wings, home again to face the Pioneers, then off on Monday, and then we'll finish out the final 5 games of the season. Boatman up at the dish to face John Tully. In the 9th inning, 8-3 score. That one taken for a strike. Count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and no outs. For the Pilots in the top of the 8th inning, Frankie DiMartino, inside the park home run. And not a little league inside the park home run, an actual inside the park home run. Slider misses outside. Count is at 1-1 now to Gage Boatman. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a big miss from Boatman. The count is at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the no outs. 1-2 pitch from Tully. Swung on that one, hit right at Stalby at third. Will underhand scoop it and throw over to Scalero at first. A 5-3 ground out. So there's 1 away, and that will now bring up Nick Payne for the Pilots. Excuse me. Yes, that will bring up Nick Payne.
Now coming to the plate, number 29, the third baseman, Nick Payne.
Nick Payne with a pair of walks, a run scored, and a foul fly out in his last at-bat. So 1 away as Payne steps in. Briggs Loveland awaits on deck. First pitch. Fastball misses high. Counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. We are 2 outs away from the conclusion of this game. Rain's still pouring down. Thunder's still booming. That one almost hits Nick Payne. Counts at 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, and 1 out. Payne steps back in. The 2-0 pitch. That one taken at the knees. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and that one popped up. Shallow center field. Coming on over is the shortstop and making the play. So a P6 for Nick Payne. There's 2 away. And the Pilots are down to their final out. It'll be Briggs Loveland at the dish. So Briggs Loveland will be the last out of the evening for the Pilots. Pilots looking to extend this game. Waiting on deck is Jack Paulowitz. Briggs Loveland will step up. 0 for 2. Walked in the 5th and flew out to center in his last at bat. First pitch swinging, first pitch missing. Counts at 0-1 to Loveland. 2 home runs tonight. 1 off the bat of Daniel Scalero for the Red Wings, and an inside the Parker off the bat of Frankie DiMartino in the 8th. The pitch swung on and fouled off. Counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Let's go. Give me your pitcher. Here we go.
And the Pilots are down to their final strike of the night. John Tully coming set. The 0-2. Taken on the outer half of the plate. Strike 3. The Red Wings win this one. 8-3, your final score. Taking a look at both teams' schedules quickly like we just did. Again, the Pilots will be on the road tomorrow to face the Batavia Muck Dogs. Then they will face the Geneva Red Wings at home on Saturday. Elmira Pioneers on Sunday at home. Quick look at the Red Wings. The Red Wings will be on the road tomorrow to face the Doubledays, on the road on Saturday to face the Pilots. And then it'll be a doubleheader on Sunday against the Muck Dogs. So just taking a look at that. And now the Red Wings tie the Pilots in the standings. Both teams at 9-25 and 1 on the summer. So we'll see you next time on Finger Lakes One Radio. As always, I'm Kyle French. Final from Geneva, 8-3, Wings win. We'll see you next time on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Thanks for tuning in.